Good evening, Bande Matram. Welcome all of you. Here we are having a nice topic on supramental transformation part 5. The caption is Supermind is the omnipotent power of the divine. Supermind is the omnipotent power of the divine. It is on supramental transformation part 5. The series we are discussing, it is the 5th part in the series. Definitely we'll be able to understand, at least to some extent, till last 4 episodes we have seen about the supermind. Here is a very interesting line and much needed line to be understood. Supermind is the omnipotent power of the divine which can act with the full power in obscure physical plane. Obscure physical plane where really we are dwelling. There itself this power will act. This power can act with full power because we know this inconscient actually it is very thick, very difficult to penetrate and transform. With the ordinary light and ordinary power, it will never respond. Even the overmind, the power and the light from the overmind is coming, it can penetrate hardly to some extent, it can illumine to some extent, but it can't transform. For this transformation, for this permanent transformation is a permanent. You have to find the supermind, the power of the supermind with full vigor. It has to act upon the inconscient and yet it has to transform. So here the supermind is the omnipotent. That is what Sri has quoted in Savitri. Supermind is the omnipotent power of the divine which can act with full power. Act with full power in obscure physical plane. So that this supramental transformation can be possible at all. Here in the course, some glorious 4 lines. The supermind shall claim the world for light. Supermind shall claim the world for light and thrill with the love of God, the enamored heart. First, it will claim, supermind will claim. What? Claim the world for light, because there is no light, permanent light here. All are obscurity, ignorance, darkness. So this supermind will claim the world for light and thrill with love. Second condition, thrill with love, love of God, the enamored heart. Third, place light's crown. Not only that, only seeing and coming, finding, searching, inquiring. Not like it is not limited to that. And place light's crown. All are light. Light's crown on nature's lifted head. It's now without lifted head. Nature's lifted head, on that the superman shall place light's crown, because crown is on the head only, lifted head. For that actually the victorious head, victor head is necessary. Nature's lifted head on that. Superman shall place light's crown and found light's reign on the unshaking base. Everywhere, wherever you want, wherever you go, there shall be, you will be able to see the light and the light and the light. How light and the love, it has been gloriously defined. That's what I told again and again. That lines of Savitri has been emerged from different layers of consciousness, from different planes. Most of the time, people who are actually ascending to some extent or have seen some of their ancient sacred texts, Veda, Upanishad and all, they claim it is there in our literature. Yes, it is there. Who forbids? We never deny. But later, few lines are there. Number of lines are there. You can find from they have descended from the supramental plane, glorifying the supramental light, power and ananda, and of their supramental transformation, so and so. supramental light, truth life, which has been described beautifully, but we can't understand. So that's what Sri Aurobindo quotes. The supermind shall claim the world for light, and thrill with the love of God, the enamored heart, and place light's crown for light, thrill with love of God, place light's crown on nature's lifted head, and when this is in the Abhishek has been done, when the crown has been kept on the nature's lifted head, then the rain will start which rain, and found lights rain, not the rain of darkness or autocracy or whatever is there. Darkness, whatever you feel, not that. Found lights rain on her unshaking base. The next one we want to go there. The knowledge obtained by the spiritual identity. This yoga can be defined in spiritual terms. Knowledge by identity, know by identity. Sri Aurobindo has used in Savitri. Knowledge by identity and know by identity. That's what he wants to quote here. The knowledge obtained by spiritual identity. Knowledge obtained by the spiritual identity. Spiritual identity, through the spiritual identity, the knowledge obtained become one with the truth. Become one with the truth, because that knowledge has come from the identity. Knowledge by identity, spiritual identity. And this becomes one with the truth, the object of knowledge. This object in its consciousness, not from outside, it is from wholly, it is emerging from the knowledge by identity. So that's what here in the course in two lines I want to quote before you. It will be very much interesting, and you will be able to at least to understand what really the thing is. Knowledge shall bring into the aspirant thought. Knowledge shall bring into the aspirant thought a high proximity to truth and the God. Knowledge shall bring to the aspirant thought. Knowledge shall bring into the aspirant thought what? A high proximity to truth and God. This is the knowledge. This is the great knowledge, not the ordinary knowledge what we are being gathering around in the during the study, university degree or university course, whatever you know, or even the earthly knowledge. So all these are related to the high truth, high God. That's what. So again, supermind we are going to discuss right now. The supermind, it is a very interesting definition here in the course, and on new being. There will be transformation. Transformation means these old things shall perish, and from that actually a new thing will come. Rupa, this form will be deducted, subtracted, and a new form will come. That is what. So here we are talking of the new being, not the modified being or old by new, but totally the new being we speak of. There is a being beyond the beyond being of mind. Here we have known some beings and all. That is quite knowledgeable, knowable to the mind. But here we are talking of something else. There is a being beyond the being of mind. That is Sri Aurobindo has indicated initially, and it has been described in many ways here on the supramental being. New being, there is a being. So about the new being, the transformed being, what are the result of transformation? Ultimately, the new being which has to reign up, which has to stand upon the earth, which has to descend upon this earth, the new being. That's what Sri Aurobindo quoted. They quoted, there is a being beyond the being of mind, page 705. There is a being beyond the being of the mind. That is here up till now, because this is not the story is not completed. This is the chapter 5. This is the episode 5 we are under discussing. Actually, this is under discussion. This is 5, so we have to go still longer. Maybe another, maybe double of that, maybe more than double of that we have to go. So here, where as far as we have seen, there is a being beyond the being of mind. Again, Sri Aurobindo quoted, one undergone evolution of consciousness will be able to bring about the supramental descent. Here we'll know Sri Aurobindo has clarified according the supramental yoga, because this yoga has been defined in many ways, many other ways Sri Aurobindo has defined. Here also we can find some hints, at least what about this supramental yoga. Sri Aurobindo quotes it is simultaneously a descent and an ascent, ascent to the top, ascent to the top. That's what Sri Aurobindo has quoted, ascent and descent to take place simultaneously. That's what Sri Aurobindo tries to explain. The supramental yoga is at once an ascent to ascent towards the God, ascent towards the God, and simultaneously there is a descent of Godhead into the embodied nature. Ascent of ascent towards God and a descent of Godhead into the embodied nature. Then quotes actually simultaneously this descent of the supramental force light into this embodied earthly nature, it has to work on this inside this earthly nature, inside this darkness falsehood. This force and this light, it will work on this mind, life and body, and transform them. That is the purpose of this supramental yoga. Here Sri Aurobindo quotes, one undergone the evolution of consciousness. One, for that one Sri Aurobindo quotes, undergone the evolution of consciousness will be able to bring down the supramental descent. If that evolution is of consciousness is not yet done, it can't be. Someone undergone the evolution of consciousness. So evolution means marching forward, going forward. He can bring about the supramental descent. I think some of lines have been quoted in Sri Aurobindo's Savitri, because almost everything upon this series of discussion we are going, it is all are from almost from Savitri. So some shall be made the glorious receptacles, receptivity, receptacle, like these terms you are finding. Sri Aurobindo quotes, some shall be made the glorious receptacles and the vehicles of the eternal's luminous power. Not all, some. To that actually we undergo and we feel and we take it for granted. They have undergone the evolution of consciousness. For that actually Sri Aurobindo quotes here, some shall be made the glorious receptacles, and the second, and the vehicles of the eternal's luminous power, vehicles of the eternal's luminous powers. These are the high foreigners, the heads of time. For that, those that here have undergone the evolution of consciousness, heads of time, high foreigners, the great deliverers of the earth-bound mind, the great deliverers who deliverers of earth-bound mind, the high transfigurers of human clay, high transfigurers of the human clay, the firstborn of a new supernal race. That is what the beauty with them. They have undergone the evolution of consciousness. So that's what they will bring down. I'll quote it again, very nice thing. Some shall be made the glorious receptacles and on vehicles of the eternal's luminous power. They are the high foreigners, the heads of time, the great deliverers of earthbound mind, the high transfigurers, who transfigures is transfigurer, of human clay, the firstborn of a new supernal race. Those undergone the evolution of consciousness. For them it is written, they will be deliverers, they will be the firstborn of the supernal race, they will be great transfigurers, high foreigners, heads of time, vehicles of the eternal's luminous power, glorious receptacles. So these are the things. Actually, if I want to quote it here, if really you have achieved all these things, or if you are preparing for this in your through your psychic, not through your mind, and if you have that idea to go ahead, then there is a chance and you will stand at the forerunner, maybe standing in the forefront of this race towards the supramental descent. So all things, take it for granted, everything is possible only through the descent of power of the supermind and the descent of the supramental force into this embodied earthly nature. For that, actually, we must ready ourselves, and this transformation will take place. That's what for now. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.